Hey everybody, this is EmacsATX, the Austin Emacs user group. This is our meeting for November of 2014, and today we're going to be talking with JJ Asghar, who's going to be giving us a rundown on Magit, which is the Git integration for Emacs. So without further ado, I will throw it over to you, JJ.
Awesome. Hopefully the little dots are coming up and you can hear me say stuff. Awesome. Okay, so I don't think that's start right there. So this is my little presentation on Magit. And you know, every talk needs to mention Docker someplace, right? So I thought that was fun. Who's talking? My name is JJ Asghar. JJAsghar@gmail.com. I work for Chef. There's a bunch of other stuff. And yes, here's a nice little note for you. There's a lot of debate on how to actually talk about Magit. So it is Git, and there is reference to magic inside the documentation, but you'll hear me call it Magit because that's how I read it first time, and it just kind of got stuck. The Emacs Hangout that I mentioned on Twitter a couple times, there's a link to it right there, and we actually started discussing it just briefly there. So let's start. To quote the site, it is an interface. It's basically putting Git inside of Emacs, and this will change the way your life works with Git. You probably shelled out multiple times to do, you know, a Git fetch or whatever. This allows you to basically do everything inside of Emacs, and whoever wants to leave Emacs. There's a giggle. That's what I'm looking for. So installation's easy. I mean, everyone knows how to do list packages, you know. And then search for Magit, whatever, and then do IX. I wrote these down also as notes so we can, you know, if you're coming in later on or watching this later, you can kind of watch your own thing. And as I say, there's a personal note here. I wish Emacs was a little bit easier to come together, or come to, because when I first got, when I first came into the Git world, if I had Magit on top of it, it abstracts quite a bit of it away. So just someone who doesn't understand Git will actually understand Git before actually learning. Does it make sense? Mm-hmm. It's kind of this weird kind of chicken and egg problem. So here's the main site, Magit.go, and then the docs. I mean, everyone should read the docs. Now, I don't know if you noticed on Twitter, I've actually been tweeting back and forth with the writer of Emacs, of Magit. And it turns out he is cutting a new release here in the next couple months, where he's changing a bunch of stuff inside of it. And he was joking, saying, you know, after you do this presentation, you're going to have to do it again.
All right. Is that a promise?
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Hey. Hello. I know you. You do. So here's some useful sites that aren't RTFM. Basically, this cheat sheet at the very top, which will probably change with the new release of it, will be, I kept finding it as I was going through it. The key bindings, nice people, the wiki. I can't say the guy's name, actually. I don't know, how do you know there? He actually has a really good whistle stop tutorial also. I mean, his tutorials in general for Emacs are amazing, so I'm absolutely love that too. And then this one popped up yesterday on the subreddit for Emacs. They actually talk about people's workflows, which I think was one of the things you wanted to discuss. And I just read that and I'm like, this is like awesome. Like I don't even need to, I'll just point you guys at this because this was actually a really good discussion about it. So, if you haven't figured it out, it is just a wraparound Git. It gives some useful Emacs, it gives some useful bindings as an Emacs user. It also leverages some very basic street formats. If you ever get lost, it'll question you. So all of Magit is actually just ran from the Magit status buffer. So you do meta-x Magit status, and it actually comes up. The global key binding that they suggest is Control-C-G, which, believe it or not, I've tried multiple other options. It actually works really well. It's not bound to anything else, and it just kind of works. And you think about it, you know, Control-C, Git, right? That's how I got it. So I'll go ahead and bring it up now. as I say in my little presentation. So Magit. I can't type because you're all watching me. Status. It's okay. So as you can see, or I guess you can't see, at the very bottom here, because I'm not actually in a Git repo, it's looking for another Git repo. So I can go to repo basic. And as you can see, here's the actual status, right? It tells you the local, and the remote, the head, and the stages. And I'll get deeper into this as we go. But that's just the status, right? Yep, of course. All right, so you can, the simple ones, when you're doing Git, you're probably going to look at your log. This is an example of one of my logs here. You type L, and as you can see, it comes out and even tells you where you branched and all that. So it's nice and pretty inside your repo. I will go ahead and try to do it now, which will probably make myself embarrass me here. There you go. So as you can see, this is a really basic example of me just doing one commit on top of another. Okay? Pretty straightforward, right? But I mean, that was just L, and from Magit status, I brought up, the Git log that you always want to. Okay. Now this is probably one of the more powerful portions of it, which is called partial staging. So when you actually find a diff inside of a file, actually type stat. What do I do with it? Ah, I'm breaking it. Basic. I broke this. Hang on. There. So if you bring up a diff, which I'm kind of skipping ahead here, you can actually just stage portions of this. So if I just wanted to do a portion of this file, instead of doing git add the file and then putting that and staging it, you can actually just be like, no, I just want this, or that's a bad example, but you can only portions of the file. So if I had more diffs on here, I can only portion little bits and pieces of it and then commit against it, which helps out. Because God knows, you've been hacking on a file forever. You change multiple things, you don't just dump the whole file in. So I would strongly suggest, and I have a cheat sheet of useful commands at the end of this. Okay. And of course, it's broke. So as you saw when I was doing the diffs, I just hit tab to bring it up. So you can actually see the diffs in line. And also because this is tied to your text editor, all you got to do is go ahead and hit enter. It'll bring up the file that you actually changed. So if you forgot to add some diff, it's all really nice and worthy of it. So I use Garrett and Git review because I'm the OpenStack guy, and it makes me sad, but I do have to use it. And I would love some feedback on this too, but there is the colon command. So when you're inside of Magit status, butchering it, you can actually type colon, and it'll append or prepend Git on whatever you put at the end. So if you have other Git commands or whatever you want, you can actually just type it there, and it'll shell out into another buffer and run the actual Git command. So for me, I don't have a way to. I haven't been able to figure out a way to tie Git review to actually do something just like it'd be like Control-C-Gr or something like that to do Git review. But I can just do colon review, and it'll give me a buffer and push it up to OpenStack, which is really cool. And I wanted to demo it, but unfortunately I got overzealous before coming here because I had to push. I wanted to get out. But still, trust me, it actually just hit colon, and you can type any Git command you want. So as you say, I stage, I commit, then I type that, and I'm up to the races. Now this is an interesting little command that is part of specifically Magit, which is what's up. It actually gives you a quick overview of your branch status that you're sitting on. So I don't have a good example of this because I haven't fully used it, but as a developer, you probably have branches that you're just like, what the hell is going on here? So you hit W and you actually see what's up with your set, with your branch. I would totally suggest using it yourself. Obviously, it looks like you guys are right now. This is amazing.
You know, it prints "was up" in the messages buffer, and so that's all I ever thought it did. I thought it was like an Easter egg.
That's awesome. And if you actually saw my little blurb, no, you can't actually clone using Magit. From what I can see, it has to be already on your local box. It's an interface for Git on your local thing. So you can't be like Magit clone down Rails or whatever. So unfortunately, but you can actually create empty repos with, as I discovered, Control U, Magit status, and it'll actually create an empty Git repo. Here's some commands that at least I found myself using most of the time. Refresh buffer, because it doesn't automatically refresh. So the Magit status, you're going to have to hit G. To stage a file, to stage all files is capital S. They have that nomenclature, lowercase s, 1, capital letter, all. Write a commit, Control C. The messaging buffer at the very bottom, the mini buffer, gives you really good points to it, so just make sure you keep your eye on that. Git checkout -B. I use that a lot because I have to, push up random little things. That's just BC. You can do git pull, git fetch off of it, off of your status or your Magit status, which is nice also. And you can push to specific branches, which you would think the git review would do, but that is kind of wonky from what I've seen. Like, it doesn't always work how I expect it to. So that's the reason why I had to find another way around it, which is when I discovered that. And from that conversation on the Emacs Hangout, which was the colon command. I'm telling you, that colon command's amazing.
That's cool.
So I think that's more or less all I got. Yeah, that's more or less all I got. I just, like I said, I want to just kind of give a quick whistle-stop tour about this. And I'd love to start the conversation.
So I just found a guy on GitHub who has a Magit Garrett plugin.
I believe it doesn't work.
It's entirely possible that it doesn't work, but it came up in a relatively quick Git search, so I was just Google search, I should say. So I thought I'd let you know.
Do you remember Unit from SUSE? The guy who popped up constantly in the IRC channel.
Vaguely, yeah.
Yeah. He was actually rewriting that exact same plugin to make his life better, but unfortunately, as of yesterday, he announced he's leaving SUSE, so he's not doing that anymore.
These things happen.
Yeah. So anyway, cool, guys. Was this what you were looking for? I don't know. I'm trying to. Yeah.
Absolutely. I know another one that I use too is like on the write commit, you can do Control C, Control K, and that'll cancel.
Oh yes. Yeah. It'll yell at you if you try to just kill your buffer. It'll be like, no, you should do Control C, Control K. I'm like, okay. So, yeah, I really like leveraging this has made my life a lot better. It is. As soon as I wrap my head around, like my biggest stumbling block to make this happen, what they really like kept shelling out was Git review. But as soon as I figured that out, I only have.
So you can't. I would love. So it puts it in another buffer, and then is that buffer just? It's just a.
I'll show you. How about that? Give me a minute here. I'll see if I can find something. Here we go.
What are you using for your completion? Is it
this guy right here?
Is that just IDO?
Yeah, it's IDO with some vertical mode on there.
Oh, really?
Also.
So yeah, I love the reason I use the. Okay, that's a good one to know.
I can totally show you all that stuff here in a
Okay.
little bit. Yeah. So let's say we'll just do.
It's probably the same one that comes in the Emacs starter kit stuff, because that's what I've got installed on mine at the moment, and it does very similar things for completion.
Mine's horizontal default.
Yeah, mine too.
I tried that for a while, but I always got kind of confused. Like it felt weird to read it. For me, I like the vertical. So let's say I'll just do that. What the hell? So I bring up. So as you can see, I got stashes in here. I got the stage commit, right? And here I'm gonna break this. So I just changed that. So I can stage it with an S, and then I can do CC to commit. This is a bad commit. Don't yell or yell. Oh wait, hold on. I don't want to do this. So actually, this good example because I'm off the wrong branch here. So I'm going to do Control C K. So then I do branch over here, and as you can see, I have multiple options here. I'm going to create a branch called bad branch. Don't yell. Okay. So now I'll create that branch. So then I can do commit. And you can append off of there too, which is really good for me because I constantly append my commits.
You append or amend?
Amend.
Yeah.
If you want to see, hang on. See, amend right there. A.
Okay.
Extend.
What is that?
I don't actually know. Squash, like that.
Isn't it? It's crazy. Like you by using it, you see like all the stuff that Git can do that you had no idea.
Exactly.
It's like,
it's so true.
what the hell is extending a commit?
Okay. Then Control C to commit it. As you can see, it says get finished down there.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm in the actual Magit status right there. So I can type in, as you saw, I don't know if you can see it down in the left-hand corner, git sub command, and that the actual commit that I do there. Mm-hmm. So it just prepends git to whatever I type. So I can type the review. So, and as you can see over here on the right, there we go. I use the git review command, and I actually push that up to OpenStack right there.
Oh wait, so review actually pushes it?
Yeah, yep. So then,
well, kind of. The way Garrett works is everything is on its own branch. Mm-hmm. Every single commit is on its own branch, and then it gets approved by multiple people, and then it gets merged into the master.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
And with my bindings, I can do Control C, B to browse it, bring it up, and then I can immediately bend it. So I don't want anyone. No. I don't want anyone to commit that.
Okay.
And as you can see, that's just specific to Git review, but I get the change ID and stuff like that.
Yeah, the change ID is the unique branch that it creates for the submission.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, so as you can see with my plugin for Git review, I have my buffer there, so I never had to shell out at all. I did it all with the orchestration of Emacs. Now, like I said, I would love to figure out a way to not have to do :review, and I'd just be able to just push it up immediately. But I to bind that because it's not actually a command per se.
Yeah.
It's a shell out to another.
Right. It's using the macro function inside of Git.
Yeah, exactly. So, if you guys decide to play with this and come across something, I'd love to hear how you get around that. So.
This Magit Garrett one was last updated 9 days ago. So it does work.
Okay, maybe I should revisit that then.
I'm sorry.
Because I am doing a lot of this by hand.
A lot of times the abandoned code can come back. It can come back from the dead.
Yeah, it's true.
So I'm curious. So in your conversations with the author, did he give a hint or a preview of what's coming or what's changing, or?
Well, it was only a couple tweets back and forth, but I wouldn't say it was a full conversation. But anyway, it turned out in the Hangout, this guy named Michael Fogelman, he had actually told me about the next branch. I think it's called like Next or something like that, or next version or something very obvious. That if you go through the actual change log, there's a significant amount of changes. Like I think he's re-architected a significant amount. So I'm kind of scared of changing because I've just finally wrapped my head around it this much. I don't want to, completely come back to it. But just check the site, Magit, get up that arrow. I mean, I can bring it up here. You get the point. So, yeah. And you can kill stashes. I mean, but I guess I should probably kill these too. Oh, with K. K actually deletes it, so I discard down on the left.
This is the only thing I knew how to do. Because it's the easiest way to manage, because I just stash all the time. And then I end up with like 50 of them and trying to go in and kill.
Yes. No, actually, I should have tested that. Maybe capital K would have actually just automatically deleted it, so you didn't have to guess.
Let's find
Oh,
out.
that's, yeah.
Nope.
Oh. Efficiencies.
Pull request.
Yeah, there you go. Pull request. So, yeah, if you haven't used it, well, it sounds like you guys have really touched it, which is awesome. But just keep at it, and you'll be amazed. Like because it's inside your editor, you have full access to your editor and leveraging Git, so you don't have to keep shelling out. And don't get me wrong, I mean, I use MedX shell, and I do occasionally do some Git stuff from it, but I find myself, it breaks my workflow. Like I'm working on something, I'm doing something, and it's so much nicer to have the orchestration of the keys inside of Emacs instead of, okay, what Git command do I need to type out? Because you just go through your process.
I don't know if you feel this way, but I find that the way the shell works in Emacs is so wildly different from every other shell that I work with that it just
That is also accurate. That is also accurate. Cool.
So are there any, like, because I noticed some of the times I find myself going back to GitX is when I'm doing the visualization stuff, like when I want to see what branches derive from which branches, and
yeah.
Is there a plausible substitute for that?
Basically, all of GitX is inside of Magit. Everything, at least I've seen a one-to-one relationship with it. Let me see if I can find a good example. So, yeah. No. Go away. No. Go away. And 0. So I want to log to CB. Of course not.
Looks like that's a changelog.
Yeah.
I'm making a changelog entry.
That one was new. So I thought the ref log would be a good example here, but obviously it's not. I know you can. Hang on.
So you type L to get the log commands? Is that what?
Yeah, but
Oh, there.
no, log file. Okay. So L. So I need to show graph.
Oh, okay.
Capital L for the
So you type -G.
There we go.
Okay.
So and as you can see.
So you do those to expand the commits.
Yeah, and then you can just type tab to see the childs and whatnot, see how it breaks out. Wow, that's kind of awesome. And then you got the tags up on the top, obviously. I think I've done some ANSI something or other to make it look a little bit prettier. You'll just have to play with your personal setup to get all that stuff. But then you can, see the actual true diff with the commit message inside of it. I don't use this as much as I probably should, just because I'm usually just playing on head, but still, it's a nice little example. That would do the entry question?
Yeah, that does. That's cool. Oh wow. Okay.
So it is like, it is legit, like all the GitX inside of it. And then being that it is just a buffer, you can just, take the commit that you want and then throw it in. And,
So what was the one? What was the exact? You did the show graph, and then did you run reflog?
No, I just did normal log and capital L.
Capital L for long.
Yeah, for long.
Okay, so L Oh, that option is sticky. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Like when you select an option in the log, it looks like it's sticky.
Do you mind sharing your screen?
Sure.
Let me grab that. Okay.
So,
This way.
yeah. So let me turn on mirroring. Here. No? There we go. So, like here we have, so I did the, if I hit L, you can see how it's still, the show graph is sticky. So if I hit G, G again, it turns it off.
Yes.
It turns it on, so then if I hit L like that, I get that graph log, which is cool. And then if you do L and then this one.
That's a short one?
Yeah. Well, that's the short one, but then you can see it puts the commit in the buffer on the left.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, I never knew that.
But also, what's the theme you're using?
Zenburn.
Zenburn?
Mm-hmm.
I'm super jealous of your 9-cat status bar. I have
Oh, it's basketball. I've been reaching a lot of good stuff lately. Just popping up all over the place.
You can do, I think it's, is it, maybe it's this, maybe it's a, yeah, you can actually, there's a, animate. Let's see. And I think if you do new, let's see, is it animating? No.
Right now, it seems to be just like where you are in the file, which is useful.
Yeah, I know it is. It shows how far you are on the file. But yeah, that's cool. So let's see how I did that. This log and then graph and then I don't even know what all this stuff is. This head log. Oh, okay, so it's just the log for a particular branch.
Yeah. Oh, and do you mind while you're showing? You actually have real code here. My code is pretty crappy. Can you do that what's up thing?
Oh yeah. So what I want to do. So is it just W?
Yeah. Oh,
I think there's only one history, so I don't know what.
Yeah, I really wish I would make that example because I mean it is.
Because if you look at the log,
it shows the diff and everything with it. I mean, I saw one example that was really like, wow, this is really cool. But I don't know how to use it yet.
Maybe I could switch to this branch and I could get.
Yeah, I was going to say, try one of the ones that's on the branch.
So is there a way to check out?
Yeah, B.
B will check this out.
Oh no, hit B in front of the options, and then do check out B again.
Okay.
And then you can tell whatever you want to do. There you go.
Oh, it's because I've got changes to stash. Okay, so B check out, and then.
Oh no, you're still in stash right now.
He's not. His screen isn't updating.
Oh, okay.
Oh, whoops. Huh.
It did that once a second ago as well. There it goes.
Okay.
I blame the internet.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm on that branch. So now if I do.
There we go.
So what does this mean?
So if you go down to like that 2 right there, and then type cat, you see the commits of the different branches against what your head compared to other branches. So if you see your origin.
What? What's up?
It's pretty slick, man. It is pretty slick. So you can actually see exactly where you're sitting and what you're doing at that moment.
Okay, so this is interesting. So this is and this is.
And you should be able to expand that also. Oh yeah, we have another buffer over there. But I think if it's all in one buffer, it'll actually expand it out of it, doesn't it? No. Oh.
It always puts it in this buffer. So this is. So this is just this is a diff against master or a diff against head or. Sorry, there's
It
difference.
looks like it's doing a diff against.
I think it's
your remote. Okay, so your origin rename against the rename that you're sitting here. This is the diff against that. But this over here is what the diffs are against your. I'm confused also. Hang on.
Okay, so actually they're both of them have the same commit.
But they're also this head is
Different branches, I think.
yeah.
I think that's what the 2 is.
Are those parents to the 2 bottom ones, the rename and origin rename? Are they parents to it only?
They are.
Or maybe it was brought up the log.
Yeah.
There you go.
I brought up the log. So here's origin master.
Looks that way.
Yeah.
So
So we were looking at backwards. So they're 2 ahead of master.
okay.
That's what it seems like.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
what they're saying is how many.
Yeah. So it's the inverse. We had it backwards.
Okay. So
yeah.
So that's saying this is 2 ahead.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. But now what then are these? So
They're different tags.
uh-huh.
So they're naming the different tags attached to the 2 ahead. So they're the 2 children of head, right? And they're all the same thing because they're all sitting. If you look at your log, they're all sitting on the same line. So they're specifically saying that you have other tags associated with this one below it. So I mean, I think if you had a little bit more complex example, it might actually make more sense.
Okay.
Anything a little more complex?
Let's see if there's anything I can. Well, how about sure.
So they're not all the same. The hell's it called? Commit. I think that's what's confusing it.
Okay, so let's try it here.
There we go.
So there's Docker integration 17.
Yeah, that should be, if my theory is right, those should be 17 ahead of master right now.
Okay.
Which seems, I mean, that would make sense, right?
Right. Is that because master is my current head?
I believe so. Because
Okay.
it says head right up there, master.
Okay.
So if you changed your head, these numbers would completely flip.
Okay, so let's try that. So let me check out.
I know it's telling you to create a branch.
Well, this is it's. I was checking out Origin and it's saying, should I create a local branch?
Oh, sorry, yeah.
It's just a tracking branch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your head is still master, so hit G.
Wait, I might have just created it but not checked it out. Hold on. No.
Okay, so go ahead and kill this, or make another what's up, and with the head of beta. For that.
Okay.
There we go. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so it doesn't refresh. But
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so when it creates the was up, it was probably updating it, but it was only updating it because it doesn't. It's not reacting to when I change the head. It's just
Right.
that's the.
Yeah, that seems right.
Got it. Okay.
So beta is now 781 commits
Ahead of master.
ahead of master, which is expected.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm just making
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
So there you go.
Okay, and then this actually lists the commits.
Yeah. So you guys just see what.
781 of them.
All. Okay. That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Well, if you're
I'm
working on a
done.
really complex software project, that is really helpful.
Yours is really fast though. When I go into it, I've got a lot of branches, but it's really slow to go into them. What?
I definitely noticed when I got I mean, I don't know what year the machine is, but this is a 2000.
No, this is brand new. Yeah, it's not
Brand new?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what it's doing because
it just just hangs here for. I don't know. I just noticed that it.
Yeah, it might be a different code base. Might be a different version of Git.
Yeah.
Are you using 24.4? 24.4.1 or
That's
something?
actually a good conversation to have. How many of you guys would want to start building Emacs from source now that it's pretty easy to build it from source?
I actually use it with Homebrew.
This is homebrew?
This is Homebrew.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's actually got a.
Is it the Cocoa one where you do?
I do it with Cocoa and then sRGB.
Any chance can you bring up the command that you use? Because that's one of my gaps.
Yeah. Let's see. There it is. Brew install.
sRGB with TLS with RSVG UX.
Yeah, I would have never been able to figure that out myself.
Yeah.
I'm curious what you need the RSVG stuff for. Is that just
I actually I don't think it just ignores that. Thing.
I feel like I should level up from Emacs for OS X, and I was thinking about going the Homebrew way, but I was also thinking about going the go hardcore directly into it. But
you can do that with Homebrew.
Oh, okay.
You can set. That's one of the options is to go with right off master.
Oh wow.
But yeah, the reason I switched to Homebrew is because you actually couldn't get the sRGB fix with Emacs for OS X before.
I don't know what that is.
I didn't know what it was either until apparently there's it's using a different color gamut than the rest of the operating system. And so if you switch it, it'll use the native color gamut, and so it actually makes the colors a little bit a richer feel.
Cool.
Which you don't notice until you actually see the way they're supposed to look. So.
Sorry, hold on. Type that up.
Yeah.
RSVG.
You actually don't need the RSVG. And then what was the other? I think that was all I had to do.
Oh, and you can do rebasing and all that jazz with Magit also. I suck at that stuff. Like I'm the type of guy that just blows the shit away and just close it back down. But you're supposed to do if you do a lot of rebasing or merge conflicts or anything like that, the interface for this is supposed to be amazing. I'm not very good at this stuff, so I didn't want to show it. So I really do like your scheme.
Yeah, it's Zenburn. It's really good. It's actually, believe it or not, it's adopted from a VI. All right. Well, thank you.
I'm using the Solarized stuff, which is also based off of